Just wanted to do a quick video, and I'll update this a little bit later with some more participant things where I'm using Uki training partners to kind of explain a little bit more. But we've done standard windmills, and we've done various exercises, and I've done the seated exercise to standing, where I'm doing this kind of motion. We've done windmills where the hand coming up is on the outside. We've done them coming up on the inside. The month of August, I wanted to focus on opposing windmills. And so by that I mean one hand is going one direction and the other is going the opposite, kind of mirrors. So we've been exposed to our standard double blocks, and a lot of people recently and students recently have been doing the windmill versions of these. Again, hand coming up on the outside, hand coming up on the inside. And all of those start with Taika's principle of straight arms, then continuous motion, right? Coming up on the outside. Straight arms, coming up on the inside, which presents a different angle to my opponent. 45 degrees, 20 degrees, whatever, all that changes. The next one, right, and I can go clockwise or counterclockwise with those. The focus for August will be on opposites, and this first one is going to be what I call down on the inside, down on the inside. So with that in mind, what I'm doing is this hand is coming down on the inside, this hand's coming down on the inside, and we see that a lot in Shiho motions and Chizi motions, as well as other of the versions of the spiderweb drill. So how do we get into that initially as we do our straight arm motions first? Flexion, extension, straight arm, flexion, extension, or straight arm, sea turtle, land turtle, down on the inside, down on the inside, down on the inside, down on the inside. So, like I did before with our standard windmills, where I went 1, 2, air, 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 and then got you doing this, and eventually you stood up and you lost the knees, right? That's a good way to get your students initially doing that. Well, what do we do for this one as kind of a seated drill, or just a drill to focus everybody on going the right way? And that's forearm, knee, forearm, knee, forearm, knee, forearm, knee, forearm, knee, air, 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 or you could even do forearm, knee, air as you're doing single arm drills. You can have them out here plus 90 degrees, knee, hand, forearm, and I'm talking right in that crease, and there's our motion. Now obviously when we start putting the other motions in, it's air, knee, forearm, air, knee, and eventually that knee strike keeps your students going low, and then when they come up, they don't lose the low block, the low strike. They don't lose the groin cover. So a good way is having them do that, then have them eventually stand up, right? And then make sure they're still doing those low strikes. They come back down and touch the knees. So again, just a simple little drill to get people started in that. Now you notice when I'm doing this open hand, it's 2 palms to the side, 2 palms to the side. I can do it with 45 double blocks. I can do it closed hands, I can do it open hands, but as you open your hands, you tend to go here. There'll be some hand folding as you come up to do face strikes, chin strikes, neck strikes, or whatever you're going to do. But this kind of drill developed from one of the drills that Taika gave Tony back in around 1979, 1980, Tony said, was a sticky hand drill. And I'll show that once I get a partner that I can show that with. But again, we're here. 1, 2, 3, hand, crease, knee, hand, crease, knee, hand, crease, knee. And the goal is to get fluid with that. And then crease, knee, hand. Get fluid with that. And then they start coming in like here. And so typically I'm going right across. This is going right about chin height, and realize that a lower or higher move is only a fraction of a second, a tenth of a second as you respond to things. You'll go higher to hit up here, hit zygomatic, hit chin, hit here, roll to here, etc. as you end up doing these in the partner drills. But again, straight arm, and then flexion, extension. So we see that in Ni Sei Shi. We see that in our turtle drills that we do, right? We see that kind of motion where we're going flexion to extension. So straight arm to start the drill, both arms are straight, one's low, one's at the shoulder. And then flexion, extension. So if I were to strike the inside or outside of somebody's knee as I did my initial sideways pin and float step motion, then I go sea turtle, land turtle, up. Flexion, extension, up. Straight, open or close, straight, and then that kind of motion. I have more to come later on, but I wanted to give this start video for some of the students that didn't make the first August class to get them started down the path of doing opposing windmills.